Is anyone, okay, let me ask you something. A lot of you are right-leaning on the right. Is there anybody in this, that you, anyone you know of? Is there anyone that you know of on the right who supports or supported Dylan Roof? Because I know everyone I can think of who's like, Dylan Roof, fuck that guy. He went out and murdered people in a church. Fuck that guy. But the left is like, oh, he was a right-wing extremist. Nah, he's a fucking asshole. Fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck Dylan Roof. Nobody gives a shit about Dylan Roof. Nobody claims him. Nobody wants him. He's an asshole. Okay? He's a little punk bitch asshole who killed a bunch of people in the church. Stand by. The program will begin soon. Reverend Robin Bartlett of First Church of Sterling, Massachusetts, uses John 1:14 of the Bible to justify why she brings her 11-year-old son to drag shows. This is what we're getting in the Rainbow Church. The Rainbow Church aren't exactly hiding. That's true. The Word became flesh and lived among us, and my body, your body, their bodies are home for the living God. That is why I take my 11-year-old boy to drag shows in the summer with my friend and fellow church leaders, Kate, and her 11-year-old boy. Especially if you're a man, bodies can be celebrated and played with. That's her message. What the fuck? California wants to let someone that is not related to your child remove her from school, him or her, enroll her in any other school in the state, authorize any medical treatment, including mental health services and drugs, without the parent's notice and knowledge or consent. Can you see where that might be a problem? This is not fear-mongering. I'm not being hyperbolic, she warned. These are unintended consequences, and it is terrifying. They are unconscionable or unavoidable. So that's one really bad California law that they're coming with. I can't believe. I'm just dumbfounded that they're doing it. Now this is interesting. That new mayor candidate, the leading Democratic mayor candidate for New York City mayor, Damme, wants cops to stop responding to attacks on Jews. And by the way, Jews in the New York City are victims of the majority of hate crimes. Not a plurality, but the majority of hate crimes against people in New York are against Jewish people. And you know, especially the religious hate crimes. Anyway, 345 hate crimes in New York City last year, more than all other minority groups combined, according to the New York Police Department data. Anti-Jewish crimes accounted for 54% of the 641 total hate crimes reported to police in the city in 2024. Since the beginning of the year, 60% of the 123 recorded hate crimes have targeted Jews, according to the New York Police Department. Well, Zohran Mamdani, the radical Islamist and leftist terrorist supporter, has proposed that New York Police Department not respond to hate crimes, instead that they be handled by social workers. This shifts resources away from responding to attacks on Jews and moves away from having law enforcement deal with those attacks, and instead has his political leftist allies deal with them by burying them. Right? Show. If I put something on the screen, or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to, I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, it's a brother making his own way but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only Dawg Knight.
Yeah. I know. I already know. You don't have to tell me, but I am late. Very. So this is going to be a short show, and I even have the wrong thumbnail up there. How about that? It's been a morning. Let's just put it that way. Here, let's fix this, because that's wrong, dummy. And I'm talking to myself. Yes, I am. There. How's that? Is that better? Hello. Welcome to Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as Dawg Knight on the internet. And welcome back to the Dawg Knight Channel on this Tuesday, the 9th of September, 2025. So it's going to be a short show. I got to go through topics quick. The shirt, though, today, I gotta show you the shirt. This is the Billy Goat. The Billy Goat. Okay, the Billy Goat is the restaurant in Chicago that John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd based the cheeseburger, no Pepsi Coke skit on Saturday Night Live. That's the original. We went there. Well, he moved the restaurant, but yeah. The Billy Goat Inn? I think so. No, it's, well, whatever it's called. It's the Billy Goat something. Billy Goat Bar and Grill. I don't know what it is, but that's the cheeseburger guy that they based that Saturday Night Live skit. So it's a funny thing. Home of the Billy Goat curse as well. Oh, yes, the Billy Goat curse from the Chicago Cubs, right? That's it. So, yes, avocado, that's right. You know Chicago. So anyway, so that's what this is from. And then today's cup of coffee is brought to you by the Sunnyside Cafe in Black River Falls, Wisconsin. Guys, that's where I stopped for breakfast on my drive to Chicago. And I'm like, hey, you sell those cups? They said, yes. I said, well, there we go. All right, so let's just get into the show. We'll say hi to everybody and get it going. First in the chat today, Avocado Diablo gets the bell. Also, good morning, Louie. Good morning, Mike Savage, Blarg, Ms. Wild Wolf. I got your message. We'll talk soon. Selected boys in the house early because I'm late. Also, good morning, Blue-Eyed Scream, Rick Ashbringer. Who else? Cynic Magic, what up? And Green Badger Outdoors, and my other favorite Canadian, Unacceptable Views, are all in the house. Yes, it's going to be a truncated show. 13 people, 6 likes. Let's get it up there. And Munko. Munko. What is Munko? I think Ranting Monkey's still streaming too, isn't he? I'm pretty sure. Let's find out if Ranting Monkey's still streaming. Let's just go over there. Oh, and Midnight. Yes, hi Midnight. You meant Midnight, unless that's both the same, one and the same. I only know Midnight as Midnight. And yes, looks like, oh no, Monk's done. So there you go. Oh, wow, what is that? What the hell is that? Okay, anyway. All right, so Monkey's done. The new Y2K, what's going on in 2038? I guess we'll have to find out what that is later. I'll listen to Monkey while I'm working later. Anyway, now he just had his stream. Okay, good. All right, which doesn't matter. I mean, if he's streaming, he's streaming. So let's get into the show. Today, the daily holiday. I pick a holiday every day. And this is a very misunderstood holiday. Okay, a very misunderstood holiday. It's a very misunderstood, a very misunderstood food item. Happy National Wiener Schnitzel Day, which is Wiener Schnitzel is not any type of wiener though. It's actually it's like basically it's a giant pork tenderloin of the German variety. Now I don't know if there's special spices or something to go on them. There's a German restaurant in Newell, Minnesota we went to, and I ordered Wiener Schnitzel, and my God, it was like the size of a plate. It was delicious, but it's basically just you flatten out some pork and you bread it and you throw it in some grease, and it comes out like a big old pork tenderloin. So it's very, very tasty though. The one, it's at least that place in New Ulm, Minnesota, because that was accompanied by some authentic warm German potato salad, and what else did it have? Maybe some coleslaw or something, but it was delicious. And but again, it is not a wiener. A wiener schnitzel is not a wiener. The Germans are very deceptive, and there you go. So there you go. Happy National Wiener Schnitzel Day. Other holidays happening today. It's Teddy Bear Day, When Pigs Fly Day, Wonderful Weirdos Day. There's a lot of those. International Sudoku Day. Anyone here do Sudoku? I get annoyed with it every time I do it. I can't stand it. Anyway, Care Bears Share Your Care Day. That's something. National Antholog Day. Now, Antholog, that's actually a kind of an appetizer kind of thing, where you do peanut butter and you put it in the crevice of a piece of celery, and then you put raisins on top of it. That's what Antholog are. Celery, peanut butter, and raisins. Perfect treat for kids and adults alike. I've never done the raisin parts of that, but I've done the peanut butter on celery, which is can be tasty. All right. Also, because National Wiener Schnitzel Day, we already said, it's still Pitru Pashka. Now I still don't know what it is, but they keep showing me these little cone triangles of rice or rice pyramids, which it would be very difficult to make if you did it one piece of rice at a time. I don't understand it. And then International Box Wine Day for all you wine moms. So there you go. Happy International Box Wine Day. Moving on to celebrity birthday. There's only one important one today, and that is the great actor, very almost Shakespearean, Adam Sandler's birthday today. Yeah, happy birthday, Adam Sandler. He makes the dumbest movies on the planet, and yet I love every single one of them. I'm just a fan. I don't know why. His sense of humor is it's developed over the year, but also he has a couple movies where he did some serious acting too that I thought were maybe some of his best work. I thought 50 First Dates was cute, and then the one where he's the jeweler. It's a Netflix movie. I can't remember the name of it, but it was kind of dirty, man. It was kind of dirty, not dirty like in sexual. I mean, but kind of a gritty. That's a better word. It was gritty, and I can't think of the name of the movie, but it was pretty good. All right, happy birthday, Andy Sandler. Moving on, I'm gonna go through these quick today. Charlotte is still trending because of this woman who got murdered in Charlotte, and now, with the way I do things here, I'm getting the trending topics as they happen. So a lot of times I talk about things before a lot of the news outlets, start commenting on them. And there's a lot of people just catching on to the story. And it's funny, the media, we showed you that one story in Axios yesterday where it was a Republican pounce story. It wasn't about the actual, crime, but more about people reacting to the crime. So again, yesterday I went on a rant, and I can't even pull it up because I can't pull up my own video of my show yesterday because I wanted to do my rant as a separate video, and I didn't get to do it. But so some people catching on now. Yeah, well, this was a couple days ago. Piers Morgan, why the disgusting, senseless, unprovoked murder of a 23-year-old Ukrainian refugee, Irina Zarutska, by a man named Jacarius Brown on a train in Charlotte is not getting more media attention. Well, maybe because it happened 2 weeks ago, and everyone's late to the party. Someone here says, I'm begging you, if you're outraged by the gruesome murder of a beautiful young woman by a deranged maniac on a Charlotte public transport, they'd be outraged too by a woman and her baby slaughtered while asleep in their beds in Kyiv by another maniac held belled and kidding. So she wants to talk about a Russian missile attack. And yeah, that war needs to end too. So anyway, people are still talking about the judge. Her name is still trending. The legacy media became master of double standards. Look how they treated Daniel Perry, a hero who saved lives, versus Irina Zarutska, an innocent soul murdered by a violent career criminal. Which, yeah, that made quite obviously the Daniel Penny story got covered to death. And then Ukrainian because she was Ukrainian is trending. But in Breitbart today, they highlighted the fact that Axios upset that MAGA exposed Charlotte train stabbing to the public, and highlighted the same article that we talked about yesterday. And PJ Media, and then just a side note. So I'm gonna talk about that. But a side note regarding people getting upset about things that happen like that. So remember the hands up, don't shoot guy from the Michael Brown story, the guy who basically lied to the media and said that Michael Brown had his hands up and saying hands up, or his hands were up and he said don't shoot. Dorian Johnson, one of Brown's friends, the man who helped ignite one of the most destructive hoaxes in modern American history, was gunned down on Sunday morning. Just a short walk from where his notorious lie was born. Johnson was a sidekick of Michael Brown on that fateful day in Ferguson, Missouri, back in 2014. Johnson stepped into the spotlight with a tale destined to tear the country apart. His story of Brown throwing up his hands and crying, "Don't shoot," reverberated across the media landscape, sparking riots, police assassinations, and lit a fuse for the radical defund the police movement. Black Lives Matter used the tragedy to promote the narrative of systemic problems while in policing, especially in minority neighborhoods. And it promoted the idea that social programs could better use the billions of dollars of government spent on law enforcement. Ferguson became the impetus for the notion of police funding, not criminal behavior, was the real problem. This narrative would grow into a full-blown movement, driving a wedge between public safety and leftist ideology. And it was based on a lie. Johnson insisted that Wilson struck first, falsely painting Brown as an innocent victim of police brutality. The media swallowed it whole, and America burned. Night after night, violence erupted in cities, with agitators chanting slogans born from Johnson's fabrication. Oh, I messed that up too. Okay, let me fix that. Thank you, Avocados Diabli. First donation of the day. Saying, please tell me he was shot with his hands. Oh God, with his hands up. Wow. Yeah, no, I'm not 100% sure of that. Let me fix this. So I'm going to redo this just so you can hear the proper, notification. And thank you, Avocados Diabli, for sponsoring the show. Oh, what happened there? There we go. There, that's what it should have sounded like. Thank you, Avocados Diabli, for sponsoring the show. I also forgot to change this, so make sure this comes up right. Give me 1 second. Mainly because I ran out of time. I had to appeal that. I had to appeal my. Where the hell did it go? Good Lord. I had to appeal the copyright. It wasn't. I don't even know if it was a strike. They did take down my stream, and that pisses me off. So, you don't take down Daddy's stream. What the hell are you doing? All right. There we go. There's the one I need. Copy link. There. So you won't get an incorrect notification from Johnny Boomer Tech. So Johnny, I fixed it. You can start sending that one now. All right. What else is here? Oh, in that article that I was reading. I'm sorry. Anyway, this is the guy. He was interviewed by some news station, and he lied to the news station with the hands up, don't shoot lie. Now, official investigations, local, federal, and everything in between told a different story. Multiple witness statements were inconsistent or flat out false, while law enforcement found that corroborating accounts siding with Wilson were credible. Forensic evidence was undeniable. Brown had assaulted Wilson, lunged for his weapon, and forced the officer to defend his own life. Johnson's story was pure invention, yet the damage was already done. Even the Department of Justice under Eric Holder, no friend of law enforcement, had to admit the facts didn't back the narrative. 3 autopsies confirmed Brown had attacked Wilson's. Prosecutors Robert McCullough later explained that many witnesses weren't telling the truth, confirming what was evident to anyone who cared about the facts over feelings. But the truth didn't matter to activists or their media allies. And there's more to the article, but it's pretty simple what happened after that. It became an entire movement. Cities, every time an unarmed black person was shot. It just descended into more hell, even when the shootings were justified. So, and thus, the precursor to the Summer of Love, by all and Hands Up, Don't Shoot was the theme of every single one of them. So there you go. Let's talk about the picture. That picture up there, the note. We heard about this from the Wall Street Journal a couple weeks ago, maybe? I don't know. And here's how Grok is summarizing this thing about the note. And here it is. Trump denies forged Epstein birthday note. Now, that's interesting that Grok pulled it out that way. Grok is hearing a lot of people saying it's forgery. As Democrats push for truth. Okay, so Trump is saying it's forged. Democrats saying it's authentic, and we'll tell you a little bit more about it. House Democrats on the Oversight Committee released a purported 2003 birthday note from President Donald Trump to Jeffrey Epstein, featuring a typed message with lewd undertones about a wonderful secret they shared. Part of Epstein's birthday book, the document has ignited denials from Trump, who calls it a fake and demands for full disclosure of Epstein files. That's interesting. I didn't know. Well, okay. This escalation highlights the ongoing scrutiny of Trump's ties to the convicted sex offender amid bipartisan calls for transparency. Now, there's a couple things I want to note about the note. When the note itself is purported to have happened in 2003, which is the year before Donald Trump kicked Epstein to the curb and provided testimony or whatever to some of the victims' lawyers and helped have his first conviction down in Florida. So it was prior to that, when Trump was still friends with Epstein. Apparently this was something from Epstein's 50th birthday or something like that, in theory, right? Now, if you can't read that from the screen up there, here is the note. We'll go full screen on this one. Here's the note that purportedly came from Donald Trump to Epstein. Now, it's weird for many reasons. That Donald Trump would take the time to type this out. I don't know if Trump does that. If Trump did make that letter, his proportions are all off. Yeah. So anyway, apparently it's the body of, now people are interpreting this as body of the female with his signature as the pubic hair, right? That's what they're trying to, they're doing everything they can to make this sound right. But let me just read this weird note, and I'll probably get a copyright strike for this too. I'm just kidding. So at the top, it says voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything. Donald. And then it says, yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey, nor will I share, since I also know what it is. Donald, we have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Yes, we do, come to think of it, Donald. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? Jeffrey, as a matter of fact, this is like a script. As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. Donald, a pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret. Donald J. Trump, and he signs it Donald. Okay? Now, hello, GDSOB. And, the Pope's in the house. Where, Pope, did you have an inspiring message somewhere up here? Did I miss it? Am I feeling? Yes. Oh, thank you. By the way, here we go. Pope Tyrannus III, the Blessed Lich, with the daily message of hope. Blessings of the Holy Ghost. Yesterday you were one way, today you are another. Remember, we can start over as long as we strive to change. Yes, that is a very insightful message. Also, good morning, Lord Stanhope and Tyler F. Welcome to the show. And Septus Wolf. And Renee Mayette. Okay, lots of people are showing up. GDSOB. I think I got everybody. Evan S. Yes. Okay, there we go. All right, and Avocado Sally, another small bull in the tip jar. Thank you for sponsoring the show again. Another 223. Avocado Sally says, that picture actually looks more like some sort of weird alien face. Maybe they both knew something about aliens. We don't. We don't. And that was the secret. That could be. It does look like an alien face now that I'm looking at it. Oh, how about that? So anyway, there are people getting really excited about this note and claiming that this is more proof that Donald Trump was doing some secret shit with Epstein. Remember, they were friends until 2004. And I'm looking at the note, and some say, or there's a, now here's, oh, by the way, did you catch the reference? Did you catch the reference in the name of this stream? Did you catch it? Anybody? Did anybody catch it? I'll just wait. Remember the Air National Guard letters that Dan Rather presented to the world as totally true and authentic? That turned out to be bullshit. Now I'm not claiming or denying that this could or could not be bullshit. Right? Wait, Marty, just because you can remember the abacus doesn't mean we remember cassette tapes. Bitch, please. I could never use an abacus. I just never understood how this worked. Anyway, so there's a lot of commentary on this, and a lot of the lefties are just so excited. So, for example, JoJo from Jersey, this whatever. She says, so hold on, we're supposed to believe that the Democrats forged Trump's birthday drawing on Epstein's 22 years ago, put it in a leather binder, and had it seized during his first term so they could bring it out after he won a re-election for his second term. Are you fucking kidding me? I don't know that anybody's claiming that. I think the only claim is that the person who got this from the Wall Street Journal, that this was a forgery. They're saying it's for, but here's my take. Whether it's real or not, does it change the fact that Trump turned Epstein in, kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago, banned him from life from there, helped his prosecution? Now, there's also that little slip of the tongue by Mike Johnson, which I don't know what he meant when he said that Donald Trump possibly was an FBI informant on Epstein. I don't know about that. I know that Donald Trump did help the victims' lawyers and was the only person that came in and voluntarily testified and gave them information about Epstein. And again, that was after this purported letter happened. Is this just a childish letter that Donald Trump made and whatever? But here's my other part too. I don't know if there's any other example that I can think of ever of Donald Trump typing something out. Now there may be, I don't know. It just seems weird because the fact that this would be typed out and signed at the bottom and then a hand-drawn body on it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Many don't care about that. They just used to be until he find out the truth. They'll use it as a play on his integrity. Yeah. Anyway, JD Vance, by the way, had a couple people have chimed in on this. JD Vance says, forgive my language, but this story is complete and utter bullshit. The Wall Street Journal should be ashamed for publishing it. Where is the letter? Let's see, where is it? Where is the letter? Would you be shocked to learn they never showed it to us before publishing? Does anybody honestly believe this sounds like Donald Trump? And that's the thing. The wording of the letter sounds so weird too. That he's writing out a script as a birthday note. I don't get it. There's a lot of things that are weird about it, but I don't know. And I still say, even if it is real, what exactly does it mean? What does it prove? That they were still friends in 2003 before he kicked him to the curb in 2004? But you know what? The association with Epstein does not look good for Donald Trump. And now there's apparently one victim who's claiming, because remember, up until now, all the victims regarding the Epstein case, not a single one had ever implicated Donald Trump, right? But now all of a sudden there's one victim who's out there saying, well, there was one time that Jeffrey Epstein brought me into a room and Donald Trump was there, and Donald Trump groped me while he was standing watching. There's one that's saying that. Now, prior to this, in fact, the MSNBC had a panel of the victims and tried to ask, one of the first questions they asked was, did you ever see Donald Trump do anything bad? Did Donald Trump ever do anything bad to you? Did you ever see Donald Trump? Did you see Donald Trump do it? And all of them are like, no. So is there any significance to this story other than, yes, Donald Trump associated with Jeffrey Epstein? Yeah, we know that. We've seen pictures of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein. We saw a video of Donald Trump with Jeffrey Epstein at a party. Donald Trump's never denied that he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein at one time. Until 2004, when he removed Jeffrey Epstein from his club and his life and testified against him. So, but lots of people, again, Vance, Democrats don't care about Epstein. They don't even care about his victims. That's why they were silent about it for years. The only thing they care about is concocting another fake scandal like Russiagate to smear President Donald Trump with lies. No one's falling for this BS. Democrats, found the letter for you saying that this was it. This is the Democrats, okay? So they're jumping all over this. In a normal country, a president having this sort of relationship with the most famous child sex trafficker of our time would bring the government to his knees. Oversight Dems. Here it is. We've got Trump's birthday note to Jeffrey Epstein that the president said doesn't exist. Trump talks about a wonderful secret the two of them shared. What is he hiding? Release the files. Okay. I'm still up for release the files. So anyway, so that's the story. That's the big story today that you're going to be hearing everyone talking about and being all excited about. And in fact, here's the story in Legal Insurrection. Epstein estate gives oversight documents, including birthday book. Wall Street Journal reported the book and letter in July. Trump sued for the publication for at least $10 billion. Jeffrey Epstein's estate has turned over documents to the House Oversight Committee, including the infamous birthday book from 2003, which was given to him for his 50th birthday. Apparently, it contains a crude letter from President Donald Trump. Now, was that letter crude? Was that letter crude in any way? Don't even know what the fuck it means, honestly. But again, prior to their ending the friendship, lawyers Jeffrey Epstein have given Congress a copy of the birthday book. A copy? Wait a minute. A copy of the birthday book? Not the actual birthday book? Lawyers for Jeffrey Epstein's estate have given Congress a copy of the birthday book put together for the financier's 50th birthday, which includes a letter from with Trump's signature that he said doesn't exist. Can anyone compare Trump's signatures? I figure we need to compare his signature from the other pieces he signed in 2003 and his current signature. So there's a lot of people doing that too. And some of them look the same. Some of them look different. There's different pen style strokes, but it looks fairly similar. But again, if it's forged or if it's a copy, copy? Why is it a copy of the letter, not the actual letter? So we'll see. That's developing as far as I'm concerned. Other things in the news, Banksy, the artist, exposes judicial overreach in London courts. On September 8th, street artist Banksy unveiled a provocative mural on London's Royal Courts of Justice depicting a judge striking an unarmed protester with a gavel, symbolizing judicial overreach and suppression of dissent amid UK crackdowns on protests. The artwork linked to arrest of pro-Palestinian activists was quickly covered by authorities, sparking widespread outrage. So he put Banksy, he's a kind of famous street artist who puts out little statements. He put this out there. I'm surprised he doesn't do one with the courts hammering a guy tweeting or something, putting posts on social media. Because, yeah, that's a problem over there in the UK, too. So it's a big story, apparently, because it's trending heavily. Moving on. Also, at Texas A&M, speaking of censorship and outright, well, they call us fascists, but Texas A&M University, a student was removed from a children's literature class after objecting to lessons on transgender topics, citing religious beliefs and a Trump executive order. The incident, captured in viral video shared by Texas State Representative Brian Harrison, triggered widespread backlash. Okay, this is, again, a rock summary. Now, apparently, this was... all of these say this went wrong. Let's see if this... Let's retry this again. It looks like some of these have been taken down by X. What the fuck? Student lives at TikTok. What the fuck? Student at Texas A&M kicked out of class by woke professor after she objected to a lesson on transgenderism, stating that it violates Trump executive order and violates her religious beliefs. Let's see. Here's I wonder if this is gonna get.
Remarks on gender and sexuality rewritten from last class. One thing we didn't get to in our last class.
I just have a question because I'm not entirely sure this is legal to be teaching. Because according to our president, there's only 2 genders, and he said that he would be freezing agencies funding programs that promote gender ideology. And this also very much goes against not only myself, but a lot of people's religious beliefs.
Okay, first of all, if she's in the class and she objects to it, first of all, Texas A&M is not a state university, or is it? Is Texas A&M State University? Maybe it is. I thought it was. Isn't that the military one? She can teach about it. Yeah, she promoted. I don't. If she got, first of all, she got kicked out of the class for asking this question, though. Let's finish.
And so I am not going to participate in this because it's not legal, and I don't want to.
It's legal.
Promote something that is against our president's laws as well as against my religious beliefs. Yes.
You are under misconception that what I'm saying is.
Can you explain?
Which is
to me
true. I don't know that it's illegal. That's weird.
How teaching us about gender identity and transgenderism and that there's more sexes than
gender isn't illegal.
Huh?
My gender isn't illegal.
Gender? What do you mean? Your gender is not illegal. According to President Trump's executive order, if you want me to read the paragraph in the order itself.
If you are uncomfortable in this class, you do have the right to leave.
Yes.
What we are doing is not illegal. And if you would like to...
Here, look, I'm going to side with the professor on this. As much as objectionable it is maybe to this girl, it's not illegal for this teacher to teach it. I don't think that's weird. Why are people jumping all over this? I think they're jumping all over it because of the framing of the people talking about it. Now,
well, I've already been in contact with the president of A&M, and I actually have a meeting with him in person to show all of my documentation tomorrow. But
we are also aware, and this is part of why there was an observer in class.
yes.
I'm not convinced that your proposal will be effective in stopping me from teaching things that are biologically true, because I do have the legal and ethical authority, little of the professional expertise in this classroom.
Okay. Yeah. No, I am.
okay, I think she gave her the option to leave. I don't know that she got kicked out of class, but here's how it's being framed on X. Breaking: Texas A&M student was kicked out of class for voicing a religious objection to a lesson about transgenderism, saying it's not legal and I don't want to promote something against my religious beliefs. Texas State Representative Brian Harrison is now referring to Texas A&M to the Trump administration for investigation and is calling on Greg Abbott to fire the officials involved. It's time for you to leave which is what the teacher said. But she said, if you want to leave, I don't think she forced you to leave. But anyway, this is absolutely unbelievable that the president of the school is defending the teacher. I got to be honest. They made way more of a production out of their objection than they needed to. Yeah, I agree with that too. There's too much. I mean, let's see. Now, first draft. Here's what Texas A&M says. A statement from the office of Chancellor Glenn Hegar, or something like that. It is unacceptable for A&M system faculty to push a personal political agenda. We have been tasked with training the next generation of teachers and child care professionals. That responsibility should prioritize protecting children, not engaging in indoctrination. Today I was made aware of video recordings as well as instructional materials which are irreconcilable with the values of the Texas A&M University system. Early investigations appear to indicate that the professor who taught this course failed to comply with clear instructions to align course descriptions with course materials. Further findings revealed that this failure continues to be an issue with this professor. I will work with the Board of Regents to make certain that the A&M system takes disciplinary action necessary to ensure this does not happen again with one of our campuses. I'm a little torn on this, but let's see. Texas A&M student ejected over religious objection to gender curriculum. This is going to be an interesting one. Here's Brian Harrison, the representative from Daily Wire. The Department of Justice said Monday that it would probe deeply concerning videos of a Texas A&M student being asked to leave class after pushing back on radical gender theory. The video obtained and shared by Texas State Representative Brian Harrison and first reported to the Daily Wire show a student confronting Dr. Melissa McCool during a children's literature class after McCool pushed leftist views on sex and gender. In one clip, the student told McCool that the course material went against President Donald Trump's order on gender and diversity, equity, and inclusion. This also goes against not only myself, but a lot of people's religious beliefs, blah, 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 blah. Well, we saw what happened here. The children's literature class devoted considerable attention to sex, gender, and queerness, according to the slides reviewed by the Daily Wire. So why? Okay, so this is a course on children's literature. Okay, and if I were taking this class, I'm like, wait, why is everything in this class about gender and queerness and whatever? If it's about children's literature, it makes no fucking sense. One slide argued that it's appropriate to teach LGBTQ issues to young children, stating thinking that homosexuality or queer people are always X-rated is an effect of heteronormativity. The idea of that heterosexual or straight is normal as well as normative. No, wait. Okay, wait. Heterosexual is normal because it's the natural function of reproduction in all mammals and most animals, period. So heteronormative is normal, and homosexuality, I hate to call it abnormal, but it's not the norm. The norm is the vast majority of the people are the norm, and anything that deviates from that norm is the not norm. I'm not judging whether the not norm is bad or good by saying that. It's not the norm. I don't care what people do, but it's not the norm. That's why they call themselves even queer. It's abnormal. It's not normal. And that's not a judgment. That's just, if you're saying that saying something's abnormal is a judgment, it's not. Green grass is normal. Yellow or brown or pink grass would be abnormal. Doesn't mean that if you want to paint your grass pink that I give a shit. It's just that green grass is normal. That's not a judgment. If I said pink grass is weird, then I'd be saying That's a judgment, because weird is a judgment. But abnormal is just being, okay, how'd you get pink grass? It's pink. It's abnormal. It's okay. If you like it, I think it's weird. Oh, that's a judgment. So anyway, holy shit. I'm going to put this particular post as a separate link today, so you can have the whole thing. But yeah, so anyway, that's what's going on in higher education these days. Qatar is trending. Apparently Israel took out some Hamas people in Qatar. Wait, that's not Qatar. This is, and which may cause issues. But they blew up some Hamas people in Qatar. And that's why Doha is also trending. Now, by the way, Khaled Marshall is suspected to be among the casualties in Doha, Qatar. If you can't see what I'm looking at, they have a picture of George Clooney as one of the suspected casualties in Doha. So that's funny. Anyway, I got a bunch of other articles, and the Supreme Court's trending. I want to talk about the Supreme Court. I wish I had more time. There's a whole bunch of stuff here regarding some Supreme Court decisions, but I don't have time. Thank you, Avocados Diabli, who says, I have forsaken the animal kingdom. I am throwing my lot in with the fungi kingdom now. To them, the biggest issue is to spore or not to spore. Thank you, Avocados Diabli. That is beautiful. And there you go. Oh, wait. That is a hell of a beard, though. That George Clooney's beard is looking mighty fine there, isn't it? That's a nice beard. All right, guys. I wish I had been here on time today, but I wasn't. So, unfortunately, I have to truncate the length of this show. But as always, I'm going to put links in the description of what I was supposed to talk about. And before I do that, before I actually consider leaving, I'm going to say thank you, Ty Alexander, for sponsoring the show. Oh, by the way, what the hell is that? By the way, Avocados Diabli, you are the new Dreamland Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir. And Tyre dropping a tray in the tip jar saying, I long for the day that sex isn't everywhere. I don't want kids learning about sex outside of teaching boys how to regulate their strength when dealing with the fair sex. Fuck this shit. Yeah, it's getting out of hand. Appreciate you, Tyre. All right, I wish I had more time, but I don't. So here's today's the links. Here are the links. Oops, I need an I in that. Links. From today's show. They'll also be in the description. Thanks for your patience on me being so late. Also, thanks for the donations, Tyre and Avocados Diabli. Thanks for joining the chat, everybody. If I missed you, I apologize. I see TC's in the house. I missed him. But that's it. I got to go. Thanks. My name is PDawgKnight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Have a great day. This is PDawgKnight, and thanks for watching today on the PDawgKnight channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterwards so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all the supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through Streamlabs, YouTube, Venmo, and Cashapp, which are all linked in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.